Is this the truth about the grooming gangs? Baroness Casey's report changes a lot. Previously, the main source of data that we had was police data, which was on a national level, and that suggests that the majority of cases are actually committed by white offenders. However, Baroness Casey looked at 3 areas and found that there was disproportionality amongst people that were from a Pakistan background.
There is enough in the audit of looking at these 3 areas and the disproportionality in these are fully accurate details to take you to a position of disproportionality.
She did find evidence of some people taking some actions to cover up. So, for example, someone using a Tipp-Ex to cover up the word Pakistani.
Was there deliberate covering up, or are you saying that was...
I think in Rotherham there was deliberate covering up. Yes, I can speak to that one in a very detailed way because I was there for 6 months. We did the inspection and I saw it was the night in the inspection room where I was going through a child's file and I realised somebody Tipp-Ex'd out the word Pakistani, literally Tipp-Ex.
Now, she had concerns about the national data. It's only about 1/3 of cases where the ethnicity is reported. So from her perspective, she believed that we can't trust that data. We don't know the reality of whether there is any disproportionality in the rest of the country. Really, though, the most important findings that she came across was the institutional failures, the failures to support victims, the failures to find the perpetrators and hold them accountable. Really, whether her data ends up being more accurate or whether the national data that we have ends up being more accurate on the proportionality of crimes committed by certain ethnic groups, I'm not sure how relevant that is, because the reality is the vast majority of people from any ethnic group are innocent. You can't assume that just because there was a disproportionality problem in 3 areas that also applies to anyone else that happens to have the same ethnicity. In fact, Baroness Casey also herself even found that although there was a disproportionality amongst child sexual exploitation, she actually found that that wasn't the case when it came to child abuse. One thing I would just say as well is, like, I've had the lucky experience of meeting so many different people from all over the world. And what I can tell you is I've met people from Pakistan and many other countries, and they're just like any other people. Like, you meet them, you get to know them, and they're friendly and kind and welcoming. And by the way, those crimes are disgusting. They're horrible, and those individuals need to be held accountable. But that honestly tells you absolutely nothing about all of the millions of innocent people that happen to come from that same country. And we can't start racially profiling people. We can't start saying, well, okay, there's a slight disproportionality there, therefore everyone from that group is guilty of horrible offenses, because it's not true. And if you do believe that's true, you need to go out and you need to meet more people, because I promise you, if you do that, you'll realize that it's just not the case.